Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Swizzy, Swizz Beatz.
Zone.
Man, Swizz, is this is it a bittersweet moment? The fact that Exodus album drops today, DMX's last project?
It is, but it's a happy moment. It's a happy moment because, you know, Dog was here to do the record. You know, this is not something that we put together, you know, since he's left us. He wanted the record out before now.
Wow.
You know, but you know, we had clearances and different things like that. And so, you know, he was supposed to get into his workout phase. So after we recorded the album, he was going to, you know, work out for 2 months and get his body in shape. Like, we had a whole plan. But I know that he's happy right now that, you know, we at the finish line and this is available for everybody. And that's why we just kept pushing it, you know, although everything is heavy, you know, crushed. Like, I'm hiding behind these glasses. I'm hiding behind this music. But, you know, it comes down on me real hard. But we got to keep, you know, we got to keep it going.
Was the album done? Was it fully done before he passed?
Yeah. Yeah, he approved every song. The only thing that was changed on the album was, thank you, was Pop Smoke's verse.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because everybody teased that Pop Smoke was on the album.
Yeah, he was on the album, but they used the verse. And then so, you know, that's why I put Moneybagg Yo on the track.
Oh, the Money record? Oh,
yeah.
Pop was on that?
Yeah.
Pop was man.
On that. Yeah. You know, so we was excited for it, but then when we heard that we couldn't use it, I was just like, damn. And then Moneybagg Yo, I got a good relationship with him, you know, and he turned it around real quick because I almost had to take the track off the album.
Wow.
And so, like, that saved the track. So shout out to Moneybagg, you know.
How are you, though? How are you? I know you said you hiding behind the glasses, but how are you?
I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here giving the energy that X deserved, you know, and doing this, but I haven't really took it all in yet. You know, it's a lot because you know, you see certain things and you just can't. I couldn't hear Stop Drop. I'm just now able to hear Stop Drop.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
wow.
Listening to the album on certain songs, like, it just catch you out of nowhere. But I excuse myself and go to the bathroom and, you know, just shake it off and come back in the room. But I haven't witnessed. I wasn't expecting it.
Which song would you say is the most autobiographical for him on this album?
So many, you know, like, he gave people so much uncut moments into his life on the record, you know, like Letter to My Son is
crazy.
I've done so much this week, you know, with playing people the record, and I watch every time, see people leaving the room, I see people going through the thing, and I was like, wow, like, he really gave people something to connect to on that record, and that was very personal to him. And you know, I called his son, who he wrote the song about, Xavier, to the studio to hear the album first, out of respect. You know, I was like, you know, I can't have him hear this album or this record when the public has it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they was going through. Like, so I called him to the studio, and I'm really proud of him because he was in such a great mood. He was just, like, loving the songs, and I was just like, we getting close to Letter to My Son, and I'm like, oh boy, I gotta play him this record. And I'm just, like, preparing for it. And when I played the record, like, he just started smiling, he started clapping, like, his energy was real good. And it took so much weight off my back because he accepted the record, he even accepted the song, and I was like, okay, we good. And then
Hold Me Down is another one. Oh my
that
God.
second verse on Hold Me Down, that's the truth if I ever heard it. Like, he told you everything in that, and then between them two verses, he told you his whole life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I witnessed those. I know all of those things that he's talking about. And I was like, man, he's always been real on his records, but this record, he was, like, uncut real, you know?
Now, what about bath salts? I know him and Jay had a rocky relationship at times. So how was creating that, and how was that? Because they had to have a conversation. How was that combo?
Well, you know, they had a competitive, you know, X created this villain of X in his of Hov in his mind, but, you know, when I would get on him about it, because it was so long ago, X would laugh and joke. He's like, come on, man, I gotta have one villain in this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I know that he respect Jay for him to call him a villain. And, you know, it was getting to the point where they was going to really lock in, you know, in L.A., but we didn't get to do that. And so, you know, Jay approved the song and everything like that, but they didn't really connect all the way like they was about to. And because I speak to both of them, I was speaking to both of them daily, so I know the temperature. You could tell what the temperature is, and the temperature was positive. And you know, Jay was like, even when he called Jay out for Verzuz, you know, Jay was like, man, I'm not your villain. I'm not the villain. I'm your brother. I love you. You know what I'm saying? And X was like, he felt that. You know, all X wanted was the love, to be honest. This whole time, he just wanted the love.
For people that don't know DMX, break down who DMX is as a person, because they see the outside, right?
Yeah.
And they don't see the kind-hearted. They don't see the guy that gives his last. They don't see the person that will give an opportunity to. I was grateful enough to see that side. So for people that don't know, how would you break down DMX of who he is as a person?
He was a humanitarian to the max. You know, his philanthropic work is, I haven't seen it in our business yet. You know, I've been watching this man give his clothes off his back, his shoes, give his money away. You know, he'd pray, like what I said, you know, he'll pray for other people when he needed the prayers the most. He'll feed other people before he feed himself. You know, like he was one of the best fathers I've seen. You know, he really cared. Like, he didn't care about no materialistic things. That you can't. There was no way to buy DMX. There was only a way to love him. You understand? And that's what people didn't really understand. Like, yo, X wasn't even asking for nothing from people. You know, he just wanted the love from people that he loved. He just wanted it back. And that's what you're hearing in that song. He's like, it hurts when people that I love don't want me, take it all from me, then think they could judge me, treat me like I'm ugly. But I ain't never been a dummy because I know God loves me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I watched him, you know, and even on Letter to My Son, he says, I don't know what you thought about my use of drugs, but it taught you enough to not use the drugs. And I'm like, and I know that's real because, you know, X was, you know, he was poisoned at 14 with this addiction.
Right.
You understand? And I give him super credit and super props for making a name for himself when he could have been off the map because it was hardcore, you know. But I've watched X get so many people off of drugs and not to do drugs. Unbelievable. You know, like, even if we just did a segment on the people he saved from drugs, is something that we've never seen before.
Wow.
And that's why, like, when I say prophet, like, because X was walking amongst the people and never talked about it. You know, he didn't do no interviews about anything that he did as far as givebacks, you know?
You know, the other day in the studio, you were talking about X working with Griselda and how that was in the studio. So can you talk about that energy?
Yeah, X surprised me on that one because he went to their studio and did, like, he went to them. Like, usually, like, you know, we have our setup and people will come in or they'll send the tracks, send their vocals.
You did the beat to that one?
Yeah. Me and Avery.
Hood Blue.
I like that one.
Yeah. I produced on the whole album. You know, I just had co-producers and things like that because, like, you know, the album wasn't about me. You know, the album was like, how can we make a classic, timeless piece? You know, so if I needed some other producers to add some different things that I felt that I was missing, like, I just did it. It's big, and it's how can we have the biggest project for Dog? This is his comeback project, and, you know, it was no ego in play. And shout out to all the producers that contributed to the album. Now, back to what you just said with the Griselda, I look up, he in the studio with them. So I'm like, what? And he calls me like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm in here with the Griselda boys. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like they real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to come in their space. And I was like, oh, he's working. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to call him. Like, he surprised me with the verse. And so it was just so great to see him in his element and his groove. And he started feeling the love when the artists started coming to the studio. Like, when my wife came to the studio, Usher came to the studio, Snoop, you know, he's a different level, bro. Like, Snoop hospitality that he showed us in that studio, because X got motivated after Verzuz to do the record. You know what I'm saying? He got his confidence back because all of the fans was like, yo, his record started going back on the charts and younger artists started calling him for verses and things like that. And so that was the energy that we kept to go through the album. So we didn't even leave LA. We stayed at Snoop's studio from Verzuz and finished the album.
Wow.
Really?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Snoop cooked for us every night. Like I never even seen that in our industry. Like he would, even if he didn't have a studio session, he would come in, cook for us, make sure we straight, and go about his business. Every day. I was like, this is different.
You said X was like, I need to get some music, new music to play.
Yeah. X was like, I like the verses and everything, but I just wish that I had new music to show people today, like where my mind is at, where I'm at. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. And that's when I knew he was serious. I knew he was serious when he did Verzuz, but then I knew he was serious when we stayed in L.A. and he was coming to the studio at 12 in the afternoon, because as his producer, I know that's the time you're going to get the best vocals. I can't work with X at 8 p.m. It's finished. It's done already. His voice is sore. He talks different. He talks like he raps.
Right.
So by the time it's 8 o'clock, like we're gonna have to do the vocals over anyway.
How hard was it for him to do Verzuz? Did you have to talk him into it, or was that an easy sell for him?
No, man. X, because X is a battle rapper.
Right.
Like he didn't. I had to let him really digest the concept. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do somebody dirty. So I'm telling you, I'm saying, like, I'm gonna do somebody dirty. Like, so be careful who you pick, cause I'm gonna do them dirty. I said, whoa. This is not that, dog. I said, this is
celebration.
Celebration, sharing of music. Two people that respect each other. And then I just left him alone. I just left him with that. And then he started watching it and really paying attention. And I think it was the Patti LaBelle one. It was one of those old school ones that he got it. He called me. He's like, "All right, I see what this is. All right, I'm in." And I was like, "What you think about Snoop?" He's like, "Perfect." I said, "Dog with the dog." He's like, "Perfect." Once he was in, he was in. But I knew it was real when he got on the plane, because X will tell you in and missed 60 planes. You know what I'm saying? He was on time. I give it to him.
You said earlier that it was kind of a shock to you when X passed away.
Yeah, we wasn't on that time. You know what I'm saying? X wasn't on that time. That's why you seen him gain so much weight. I was happy when he had the weight on, because I knew he was healthy. You understand? And so, he was really going hard for his son Exodus. For sure. Like Exodus helped him a lot. He really loved that boy a lot. Like I seen him. He loved all his kids. I witnessed him loving all his kids. But Exodus lived with him, and you could just see the strength of Exodus being in the studio with him. That gave him strength, and I think that really helped him out a lot. And so there was other times I was worried. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen X in serious situations, but this time we was chilling. Like we was like chilling. Like he was supposed to go home, go see the family, take a break. Then we was gonna start the 2-month workout plan. You know what I'm saying? Like he was looking forward. He calling me about the workout. I'm like, damn, okay, you want to go to you ready, huh? He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm tired of his belly. I want, you know what I'm saying, we're going to go dark on him. Then we going to show me in the gym, show my transition. Then we dropped the album. So it was a whole plan, and he was with it. He was geared up, Yeah, it caught me way left.
You remember where you were at?
I was in Saudi Arabia. And what's crazy is, before I left, he called me. And he was like, he told me he wanted to be with me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yo, I just want, you know what I'm saying? I want to be where you at. Like, like let's connect. I just want to be next to your energy. And X don't never really call me like that. It's something he'll probably tell me in person, but like he picked up the phone. Like he stepped out of a club or something, because I could hear it in the background, and he personally said that to me. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you come with me on this trip? You know what I'm saying? I said, it'd be great. You like the desert. It's a good getaway. I think it's cool for us to just get away and for you to see something different. And he's like, yo, that sounds good. He was like, how long is the flight? I said, 17 hours. I don't want to be next to you that long. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't want to be next to you that long. I was like, no, I'm saying, it's a good vibe. We got the studio, like time is gonna go fast on the plane. Trust me. And he's like, I'm gonna call you back on that. And then, of course, I didn't hear from him, so I left like 2 days later. And then like 2 days after I got there, he wrote me a text and was just like, man, I just appreciate everything you've done for me. I just want to tell you I appreciate everything you've done for me. And I was like, okay, you're being a little weird, but I wrote him back. I said, appreciate you too, dog, for life. And I sent him the Mr. Magic Rap Attack playlist that I found with all the old school hip hop vibes, and that was our last text.
You know the word Exodus, it means the road out. So when you hear that, does that title make you feel like X knew?
I think he knew something for sure. Because like, you know, when I look at like let's say Kobe, you know, like before Kobe left us, I seen him everywhere. I couldn't believe I was seeing him everywhere. You know, I'm like, yo, he's a Puff Party, he's here. I never personally seen Kobe out like that. Like it was just like he was just out making his rounds. And I seen that same parallel line with Dog. Like I've seen him voluntarily doing interviews, everybody from Miami calling me, he's showing up, he's at T.I.'s house, he's all over the damn place. I'm just like, dog, like I said, you out, like this is the new you? And he's like, you know what I'm saying, I'm setting up, you know, so when I'm doing the groundwork, so when we dropped the album, I did the groundwork, so you know, so it's not just popping up. And I was like, okay, I understand that, but it was just weird to me that he was in so many places. Like people have so many stories like that was just with him, like,
Right.
And
people have great stories about like just who didn't even know him, just about running into him and how he treated people. And I think that's how anybody should want to be remembered.
That's a fact.
The way people that didn't even know him can remember what their experiences were like. Were you able to watch the TV one uncensored?
I watched it. You know, it was a different energy seeing him laid back like that. You know, that interview was a little deep because it was an ex that I've never seen. You know, like I never seen him so laid back and on purpose. You know, like it's either he want to do the interview so he's excited, or he don't want to do the interview and you could tell he's annoyed, right? So he wasn't excited or annoyed. He was just like comfortable in his skin and just giving it to you easy and I don't know, like it just, you know, I was listening to it and I was just like, something was on his mind at that time as well, though, you know.
Did he like to do interviews?
No.
Because he loved the Breakfast Club for some reason. He always would come,
Yes, he
always
does.
would
And be
reach
here
out.
all day too
Yes, he
after
does.
the interview.
All
That's a
day
fact.
long.
That's a fact. That's a
One
fact.
day I left after the interview and I was gone for like I had to go do something in Jersey. I came back, he was still here.
Nah, he stayed there for hours. He took the marker and wrote graffiti all on the wall. We had to have people come clean the wall off. I'm like, who's gonna tell X to stop? I'm not gonna tell X to
I
stop.
told them he was outside eating hot dogs
eating
in
hot
front
dogs,
of the building.
Nah, that's if X loved you, it wasn't nothing you could do about it. You know, so he felt the energy up here. He felt protected. He felt he could be real with you guys. He liked that type of stuff, even if it's raw. Like, you know, he don't like the fake zones. So he felt the real zone with you guys. And every time I see him up here, I was like, man, I just hope he don't talk about no other artists, man. Please, God damn.
I like that though, because he definitely, you know, I think when you say something and then you can come back and say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
That's
I respect
really
that.
mature, and that's a good example for other people, because sometimes people want to like double down on things and don't want to admit when they're wrong.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he did it with Drake. With Drake, he said he was a good guy. Reached out to him, and I thought that was real. Now, did you ever reach out? Did you ever you and Drake ever squash your things? I know one time you and Drake were going back and forth.
No, we haven't spoken yet. You know, we haven't spoken. You know, we haven't spoke. You know.
How do you feel when people try to act like no one gave X his flowers or tried to help him when he was here?
I wouldn't say no one. I just when I made my speech about that, you know, those who giving him his flowers in his gardens, which a lot of fans did, a lot of people around the world definitely did, for sure. I'm mainly talking about the people that he wanted them from, that was close to him. You understand? Family members, so-called friends and things like that. You know, like I was really around X. I really know the conversations. I really, you know, I've been there for the whole thing since 17. You know, really since 15. I met X at 15, but the fame started at 17 with us, and just to see the people come and go and the inconsistency of love and the endless want of wanting and taking and not being there when he didn't mind giving, you know what I'm saying? But like at least give him the love back in return. And so like I just got a little annoyed, you know, because it was just like at least let this day be about him. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was making it about them. They wasn't like even Kanye let it be about dog. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye had a full mask on. You didn't even know where he was at in the building. He was on stage. You didn't know.
Oh, he was there?
Yes.
Yeah, Sunday service.
Yeah, he did the Sunday service.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because DMX did Sunday service.
yeah, he did it 3 times. Him and Ye had a great relationship. You know what
That's
I'm
why
saying?
people were like upset about it, but they had that relationship, and he supported and was at Sunday service.
X was super proud of Kanye for stepping out and what he believed in, and X wanted to do like a Sunday service himself. So for him seeing Kanye doing it, he was super happy for him, and he was like, yo, anytime you need me to talk. Because I remember when I first got the phone call of him doing, he called me like, yo, you know what I'm saying, you and Kanye good? I was like, yeah, why you saying? He said, nah, because I knew you had a problem with the hat and all this stuff here. I just want to make sure y'all good. I said, nah, we good. You know, Kanye is, you know, he is his own man. I'm not going to really judge him off of things like that. You know what I'm saying?
The problem with the hat. Oh, yeah, the hat. Oh, yeah. Wait.
You know what I'm saying? But when I told him that me and Kanye was good, he was so excited, like, thank you, Jesus. And I was like, wow, like, what's up? And he's like, nah, he want me to, you know, talk at the service. And I was like, wow. But that's how X was. Like, he almost asked for my permission.
Right, he's loyal.
To do
Yeah,
something.
loyal,
He's
loyal.
always been loyal. Like, you never seen X with another label. Like, even when he started Bloodline Records, he had a Rough Rider R on. You know what I'm saying? Like X was just, he was just a different, he's different. You know
Now,
what I mean?
we seen how spiritual he was, but where did that come from? Like, did you ever see X, you know, reading the Bible? Like, where, like, he was just so spiritual, and it didn't matter where it was. It could have
He's a
been
pastor.
at Popeyes, it could have been at a club, it could have been in a restaurant before shows. Like, where would he get that from?
You know, for me, it wasn't like a new thing. I always knew him for that, right? So it wasn't like strange. It wasn't like something happened and he became holier than thou, right? He was always like that. Like, we can be going through like some crazy stuff, but we'll have a prayer happening before some wild stuff is jumping off. I'm like, you praying right now? Always pray before he had food. He just was always that. You know what I'm saying? I only knew him for that. And he shared that with the world since day one, you know, praying in front of 50,000 people on the stage. I couldn't believe he was doing it. I was like, you about to pray in front of the crowd? It's a show, dog. He's like, nah, they need it. And when I started seeing thugs and gangbangers crying in the crowd, I said, oh, he's on to something different. You know, and yeah.
He just anointed. He always been. Like I always said that. You see X, you see God.
That's a fact.
That's it.
Now,
That's
there's
a
also
fact.
a Marvin Gaye sample on the album. How hard was that to clear?
Oh, they cleaned us up for that one. They gave us a nice shape up with that one. But you know, sometimes you got to let the artistry flow. You know, you can't compromise it and try to make all the money from it. Like, I don't want nobody sounding like Marvin Gaye. I want, like, that's sexual healing. Like, they're gonna make you 90%, baby. And so give it to them. You know, his estate deserve it. You know, and we chose to use the record, so that's on us.
Is there a lot more X music, or he didn't record as much as
We got a lot of music.
he got a lot more?
Yeah, he got a lot of music. But you know, like, I don't want to just, because this question has been coming up. Like, everybody been saying, like, is it going to be another this, another that? For me, it's like, he worked so hard on this record. Like, I don't really want to tamper with things unless it can be better than this record.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just put things out. And even with the footage, like, we recorded the whole process of the album. And it's like, we could have been putting that footage out right now leading up to the album. But I'm like, let's do something masterful with it. Let's treat it as art and curate it to where that it adds to his legacy. And it's not just a blip of a moment that seems like it works, but you still don't really understand the whole story. Like, he deserved for the whole body to be curated, his story, you know, especially even like working on this album and the footage. It should be like, it should feel like something real, you know. And so that's the goal. You know, a lot of people got footage on Dog, and it's like, yo, everybody out there that got the footage on, just curate, man. You know what I'm saying? Just think about the legacy and not just put something out just to say you have it, you know?
You know, this X album, man, Exodus, is very special. And I think, this is just my opinion, that musically it's the best DMX album ever? You would know better than anybody. What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree with you because, you know, the thing that I love about the album is X embraced his age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, he was cool with being 50.
Yep.
And when I look back at a lot of the artists, the legends, when they come back, they try to, like, jump in the game that's happening now. You have no experience in that game, and it actually ages you more when you do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when I seen X starting to understand, like, yo, you just got to be you. And then I can curate around that, and we could bring the energy to you as needed. But we don't have to compromise. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to put you on a trap beat just to talking about streams and spins and stuff like that. Let's just do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And the people that love it and that want to hear something different, they're gonna rock with it. But we got to be who we are.
Right. I saw Lil Baby and Dirk push their album back just to show respect for X's album coming out.
Is it official?
Yeah, they pushed it back.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. See, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hearing about it, but like I'm not expecting people to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got, you know, they got their life that they gotta plans for and things like that. But, you know, shout out to those brothers for doing something like that. And I like it because it's a great representation of the youth. You know, that's a real stand-up move, and X definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate that.
What was different about making this album compared to other X albums?
Man, it was a real plan and play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like when we did Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Like, it was Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, then Exodus. When we had this particular chemistry where it was uninterrupted, because you got to understand, X went so far, so fast that everybody had their hand in the pot. So the label, they sending these producers and sending this and sending that. And X he was so out of here, he's just like, he's just doing anything a lot of times just to get out the studio and go have fun. This album, in Flesh of My Flesh, it was more of a plan, you know, and he was a part of the plan, and he was conscious of the plan, and he was curating the plan. Because, like, for me, my relationship with X is different. You know, I don't tell him what to do. Like, if this is his project, I ask him what we should do. You know, a lot of people like to exclude X from different things and talk to him like an artist. No, you got to talk to X like a human. He's a very intelligent, you know, X was very, very intelligent. Like that, you talking about the Bible, forget reading, he memorized the Bible. He can quote you any chapter at any given time of the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. X read so many books, like he would sit there and have a conversation with people. I'm like, when did you read this? You know what I'm saying? And people, like, the only other person I seen like that was Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? I went to visit Mike Tyson. He had books like this, and he was opening up pages and talking to me, and I'm like, yo, these guys are special. You see what I'm saying? They misunderstood, but these are real special people. I mean, like, Mike Tyson got pigeons for pets. Like, that tells you his whole story.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? X got his dogs. That tell you his whole story. Like, anybody that connect to animals and things like that, you know that they have a good heart. And, you know, I've seen the similarities between Tyson and X a lot. You know, a lot of people say Pac and X, but I don't, the only thing I see that they have the same is bald heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else was just different. Like, Pac had his own lane, X had his own lane, and people like to compare them because they both said deep things. Right. You know? But yeah, man, it's been crazy.
I didn't know y'all was supposed to sign to Death Row. That fucked me up.
Nah, I mean, we wasn't supposed to sign.
I saw something. I saw DNY saying the Rough Riders met with Suge out in L.A. and
that's for a different reason.
That was some beef. That was no. There was something.
It wasn't really a beef. It was more so. It was like a small, strong, kind of muscling type of situation that, you know, my uncles and them had to go out there and have a different conversation with Death Row at that time. It's like, yo, you know, we not pressing you for Pac. Don't press us for X. You know what I'm saying? And then Suge and my family became super cool, and you know, and it was a real quick moment.
And X and Pac had met, right? Didn't they meet briefly? I think I saw X say.
I think so. Yeah. X respected Pac though. You know what I'm saying? He really liked Pac. He respected Pac, but his number one artist is Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I went to go visit him. I went to go visit X, and he was upstate, you know, on a timeout. I drove up there to go see him and just pop up on him and surprise him. And I went there. I drove one of my cars up there because he liked to drive and
Believe me, I know.
you know what I'm saying? He want to have some fun. So I was like, you know what? Let's go have some fun. Just pop up on him, give him some good energy, because he was in a different space at that time. And so we're in there chilling, and he's like, "Yo, Scarface is performing tonight." I was like, "Oh, that's what's up." You know, I drove 3 hours to go down there to go see him, and so he's like, "Yeah, Scarface is performing. Scarface." I was like, "Okay, that's good." I said, "Where's Scarface performing?" He said, "In Boston." I said, "Oh, that's good. That's dope." I'm like, "What the hell does he keep talking about this Scarface stuff?" And he's like, "Yo, you think we could go?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh." You know what I'm saying? I done drove 3 hours. It's going to take us 5 hours to get there. And so I was like, "Boston, bro? Like, we can't, like, where's the rest of the shows at? You know what I'm saying? Why we got to go to Boston?" And he was like, "Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, Swizz, we need to go. We need to go." And X don't ask me for things like that. So he said it like 2 more times. And I was like, you know what? Let me just take him to go see this damn Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Because he keeps asking me for it. So we driving
5 hours.
5 hours.
And an uncomfortable exotic
Which
car.
means 5 hours
we in a
back.
McLaren.
Oh, uncomfortable for 5 hours.
Uncomfortable for 5 hours. Ooh, we playing old school music. He got his playlist on. Like 2 hours into the drive, he turns down the music. And X was he was always way steps ahead of what you ever thought. You know, he turns down the music and he said, you got something you could record me with? I'm like, what?
In the car.
What are you talking about? X don't like people recording him. He don't record what? He barely like recording vocals. And I said, I got my phone. He was like, you know, like, how can you record? I want to say some things. Like, how can you record me? And so I did the voice note. And the rest of the ride, like, he told me his whole life story and recorded it.
Wow.
And I was like, this is why he wanted to go on the ride. And he was like, I want you to have this so you know the truth. And anybody, you know, you could let people know the truth of who I am. And this was 3 years ago. About 3 years now.
Are you gonna make that into a movie, a documentary, or?
I haven't listened to it since.
Really?
It's long. It's deep. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's deep. It's deep. We laughed, we cried, screamed, everything. It was for real. I was like, whoa. And that's when I knew he trusted me with his life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Yes, for sure.
Is this the vision that X had for the project, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the studio every day with it. And X is very vocal about things he don't like. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's in a polite way, you know what I'm saying? We should think about this. You know, what do you think about that? I'm gonna let you do what you want to do, but what do you think about that? And if he says that, I'm gonna immediately just change it. You know, like, even like when he came in the studio tired some days or some days, I'm like, yo, go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even. I just treated him with white gloves, you know what I'm saying? Because he deserved it. And, you know, like, it shouldn't be work when you're working in the studio. It should be fun.
Right.
And I know, like, yo, I'm going to force him to do this verse that we're going to end up have to do later. His energy's going to be off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not why we in the studio. Go home, get your rest. And the next day he coming charged up. And he does triple the work because, you know, he was able to have his space. You know, sometimes we gotta respect other people's space.
Absolutely.
Now, you had a record for one of your albums a few years ago that you never released. It wasn't it Nas, J, X,
Bath Salt.
Oh, that's the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bath Salt.
They just updated their verses, or?
Yeah, Nas did.
Okay.
Yep, Nas did. X liked his verse. Hov liked his verse. Nas changed his verse because he used it on one of his albums, so he just changed like some of the lines on it. But to see them three on the record was just like,
Yeah, that's amazing.
that's like crazy.
Must have been hard to keep all this a secret for so long too.
I mean, you know, I just kind of forgot about the record a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because for me, like, I didn't want to just put something out just because the hype of people wanting it out. Because it would have been gone already. You know what I'm saying? Like, something told me to, like, hold on to it and just wait for the right time. And then his album was the right time because, you know, this man is accepting features for the first time in ever. Mm-hmm. And I realized that the reason why he didn't have features is because he didn't want people to have a chance to tell him no.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want to ask anyone for anything. Mm-hmm. And so once he figured out that I'll do the asking for him, he was cool. And so I would bring, you know, the ideas to the table and he'd say yes or no. Like, what do you think about this person on this? What do you think about that person? And he'll say some wild name one, you know, he'll go and say some wild name. What about such and such? I'm like, come on, bro, this is not the album for that, man. Your
like
man,
who's one wild name you would say?
Just somebody in Harlem that he know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need, you know what I'm saying, little tech on that joint, little Tech 9. I'm like, what? Nah, Tech 9 gonna have to sit down for this one. Like, this not the album for this, for the mixtape. Mm-hmm. But X was so genuine that he's thinking about a person that could really use that opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's thinking like that. I'm thinking, let's go big. He's thinking, let's help some people while we're going big.
Right.
You understand? And that was a tricky negotiation with him, was letting him know that this is his time, although he got love for everybody else. Let's do it for you this time.
Right.
And get you to the level where you deserve to be at. And then we could open up the doors for all those other artists.
I'm shocked Face ain't get on the album. I would have loved to hear her Face on Hold Me Down a Skyscraper.
Nah, Face was supposed to be on Walking
in the Rain. Yeah, I can hear that too.
Yeah,
yep.
You know, but he was going through I think he was going through some medical situations, you know, and he tried, you know, shout out to Face. He definitely tried. He definitely was responsive, definitely was respectful. But we didn't feel like this was X's last record, although X was telling me this is his last record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was telling you that?
He was telling me that. He's like, yo, this is my last record, dog. I'm telling you, this is my last record. But I'm thinking he's being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, in the beginning of the project, he was just telling me all the time, he's like, yo, I'm tired, Swizz. I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. You know, I want to do it. I want to do it big, but I'm tired. And I'm like, okay, let's go. But by the time we started getting towards the end of the album, like, his energy was changing. And then he was like, yo, I found my love back for the music again.
That's great.
And so the energy was changing. So I was like, oh, okay, we're going to keep it going. You know, but the beginning of the album, he was definitely saying that this was his last album. You know what I'm saying?
I was reconnecting with Def Jam, doing that almost seemed like a whole full circle.
Yeah, Def Jam was the only label that was signed, dog. You know what I'm saying? And
now or back then? Both. Now. Really?
Now.
So every label you went to, they all said no.
Too much of a liability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Too much of a liability. And I was telling him, I said, you know, I'm going to be there with him. This is not like you have an X and some wild friends that's handling the project. Like, I think he deserved this shot to get back. You know, everybody make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I'm willing to sign whatever I need to sign, do what I need to do to make sure that he bring it home. If he tell me he's gonna bring it home, he's gonna bring it home. Every day he tell me, I'm not gonna let you down, I'm not gonna let you down. I'm like, yo, it's not about letting me down, it's about lifting yourself back up.
Right.
You understand? And so Paul Rosenberg, you know, I had a conversation with him because I know he'd been through a similar situation with M. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I had to have, like, a real talk with Paul, and he understood, and that's when the deal got done. You know, so shout out to Paul Rosenberg for that. Although he's not there,
he's not there now.
You know, in Def Jam, I'm not gonna lie, like they've been real hands on with the project. They was hands on with his funeral, everything. You know, a lot of people was trying to get him smoke for like because they wasn't talking about what they was doing. But you know, this whole time, like Def Jam been definitely representing. Like they haven't said no to any requests.
Yeah, Jeff loves X.
Yeah, I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell.
But it wouldn't even have made no sense to be anywhere else.
Anywhere else, no.
Like X last album on Def Jam, y'all ending how y'all started, like it's perfect.
It's crazy. Like the universe is serious.
Word.
The universe is serious like that.
So what's switching lanes? What's next for Verzuz for you?
You and Tim this
next
weekend.
Sunday.
And when is Bow Wow Soulja Boy happening?
Mm-hmm. Well, first off, let's start with Sunday, right? Because this is a rematch. So what are the rules for a rematch?
Shoot, you know, this is our first time actually being on our platform as a, you know, it wasn't established when we first did it. We just was 2 men in the Wild
X
Wild
right there
West.
praying. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
On the TV, right?
Yeah, on the TV out there.
Now, he does this to me every day, by the way.
Word.
I see him like 5 times a day.
There you go again. Wow.
X's, you know, just even in the bathroom, just weird places, just X's in the sky.
Wow.
Like, he up there, you know, playing tricks on me all day. Knock it off, dog. No, but we have to follow the rules now. You know, when we started, we went for 5 hours.
But this is live in the club though, right?
Yeah, Live.
This live at Live
I'm
on
gonna be
Sunday.
there. I'm coming. I got a pool party in the afternoon, so I'll be there that night.
Let's go.
Oh, so it's gonna be the party, like the.
Yes.
Live.
Wow, that's
Sunday
gonna be
night.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
This-
gonna be
this
crazy.
is gonna be even
live
better.
audience, first time.
So probably a lot of guests. Memorial weekend. Ooh. Okay.
mean,
Okay. It makes sense.
You know,
Woo!
whoever's there, we gonna
Pressure's
dance.
on.
See, this is gonna be a tough one. See, because
You got to make yourself a meme too. You got to
Swizz,
make yourself into a
Swizz
meme
got so many
somehow.
club
Oh, y'all
records
gonna
though.
see the meme.
Cause y'all in the club, so it's not like people are watching. They can just bop their head. Like, but Tim do too. Ooh, this gonna be a good
That's
one.
gonna be a good one.
This
Nah,
gonna
this
be
a good one. It's a good one.
What time y'all start?
I already know you bringing out
Starting
all
at
the
8 p.m.
special guests
Sharp.
too.
Shock.
I know you got some special guests.
I'm definitely coming.
Let me tell you something. I haven't had time to even focus on that. I've been in this
Right, you have a
this
lot going
X
on.
schedule.
This is a crazy
Let
weekend.
me tell you something. I haven't moved like this in years. Like my son is with me, and I'm like, see, this the stuff they don't tell you about. You see this work right here?
Yep.
Get ready for this. All that other stuff, your videos and all that stuff is cool. But this right here,
Yep.
40, 60 Zooms a day. I'm zoomed out.
Word.
Zoom,
Zoom.
zoom.
I remember my speech entirely. You know what I'm saying? From saying it so damn much. It's like, yo, this is crazy. But, you know, X deserve it. I got to do it. I don't care. No sleep. Eyes baggy up under these glasses. I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because X never really did promo like that.
Right.
So all the drops he missed, I had to do this week. Every radio station drop, I had to do this week. Every interview he didn't do, I had to do this
That's
week.
why I was surprised he came. He's been to the Breakfast Club what 3 times?
And we were blessed.
3 times.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
he's
you something.
he
That was a
always
blessing for us.
anything we ever asked X for. If I didn't
Breakfast
for a
Club
show,
and Nori, that's his favorite.
yeah,
That's those two
Yeah,
right
he got some classics with Drink Champs for sure.
yeah. Now, what about you? Soldier Boy Bow Wow. What's going on with that? Is that official? Is that just conversation? Or you just laugh? Or
Now
what?
I need the contract.
Bow better knock it off. And I told him he better knock it off. But you know, I like it because, you know, let them have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have rolled it out a different way. But I just like that, you know, they're excited that they're doing it and it's organically
So are they
happening.
doing it?
Yeah, they're doing it.
Or is it official?
As
it
of today,
paperwork?
it's official.
Or as of today, it's official.
Yeah, as of
Okay.
today, it's official.
So it's official. Bow Wow
It's
and
as
Soldier
of
Boy
today,
is
unless
official.
you know Bow Wow be going in and out, and I don't know what be happening with Bow Wow sometimes.
Shad Moss.
I like his negotiation tactics though. You know what I
Where's there to
mean?
negotiate? You the one called me to do it.
Yeah. But it hypes people up. It makes people have more interest in it. Even though I think it's going to be a great versus. Because say what you want about Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, you can't deny what they did musically.
And they're very entertaining. I'm sure
Oh,
their
it's gonna
stories
be
will
Soldier Boy is
amazing.
entertaining. Oh my goodness.
Nah, it's gonna be a movie. You know what I'm saying? I like it because they made history so young.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it.
Now, one time you had Dre on the fishing line a little bit.
Who?
Dre,
Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah.
He was
yeah.
on the fishing line a little bit. Did you get him back on, or is he still like,
Nah, Dre came around pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Dre came around pretty good. I gave Dre his privacy, you know, because of what he was
Situation,
going
right.
through. So I didn't really. I speak to him, but I haven't been speaking to him about that. I've been, you know, more speaking to him like
A human
how,
being.
yeah, as a human. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't call people just to like finagle the business. Like if Dre want to bring it up again, I'm gonna let him bring it up and start the conversation because he has some great ideas of what he wanted to do. Now the person that he want to do it with, I don't know if they're gonna agree with the terms that he's saying, but he had a great idea for the verses. So, you know, hopefully we'll get to that.
Come on, Diddy. Figure it out.
Everybody said Diddy.
What about Mary? Mary want to do it or no?
Yeah.
I would love to. But see, I
Yeah.
think Mary could only do it with like a Usher.
Boy, Usher gonna have a hard time that night.
I agree.
He's crazy as hell, boy.
I don't wanna see Mary and Usher.
And Usher got them things.
That's right.
Got 20.
20 nuclear
He got
weapons.
20 nuclear weapons.
What are you gonna play after I'm going down?
That's right.
I mean, just Mary's first album, and it's I don't know, man. It's just different music.
He's the closest I see.
Nah, I'll do Mary Mariah.
I can see that one.
Mary Mariah.
I can see
I
that.
don't
one.
know about that one.
Usher, I don't know who goes against
Let me tell you
Usher.
something. Everybody gonna have a bad time with Mary. Just
Absolutely.
Yes.
everybody. It's a bad day. Whoever's on the other side of that, and it's a celebration, it's a bad day.
Right.
It's 3.
Because
I'm
you
with
got to
Mary.
understand, Mary's songs got women through their life.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm with
That's
Mary.
right.
You better
That's
not
right.
play that. You hit that.
It's 3 catalogs: Mary, Usher, Hove. But Mary and Hove they here to me. That's that soundtracks to people's lives, man. Like, come on, stop.
Jeez.
Is Chris Brown entertaining one yet?
I haven't spoken to him. We have like the runway is pretty full. Like
Right.
it's pretty crazy because like I'm happy to see people coming around and like we don't have to chase people like that. I would like to, but Chris Brown with who?
I mean, everybody want to see Chris and Usher.
Yeah,
Even though I
that's what
think
people are
Usher
saying.
wins that one. Even though Chris got an amazing
Chris got a
catalog.
lot of
Chris got a
hits.
catalog.
Amazing
That one, I'm
catalog.
telling you, would depend on what song you put against what song. Really.
That depends on the 20. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
right
it
now.
depends on the 20.
Depends on the 20.
That's what people mess up sometimes. What they pick.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
why
Sunday.
that's why I got. Yeah. You made me take a mental note. I'm like,
Pick the right 20, Swizz.
shoot, I got to pick out a.
And you can't react to what Timbaland plays. You got to make sure you stick with your list and play the hits. Sometimes you got your own personal favorites.
You gotta play the hits. I gotta give myself the rules I give everybody.
That's
else.
right. That's right. Play the hits. Play
So
the
now,
hits.
wait. At Live, is it going to be Club Live with packed? Because you said 8 o'clock. Is it
Yes.
going to be rammed or is it just going to be?
I don't know if it's gonna be ran, but I know it's gonna be. I mean, the phone calls is crazy. The phone calls is crazy.
but you
Like,
cannot
people
get a
want
table
people
list.
want to get there at 4 o'clock.
Charlamagne
Dang.
called me. I'm coming.
Like at 4
Dang.
o'clock.
Mo, I'm coming, please.
Listen, Exodus
just
is
scream
out
it
right
out.
now,
Exodus is
man.
out
It's
right
a
now, man.
very
We
special
appreciate you.
album.
Yes.
I really feel like it's DMX's best album musically. I've been saying that, and people be like, nah. And I'm like, I'm telling you. I'm just talking musically.
I can agree with that because it's if you didn't feel like that, I would feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people like the nostalgia of a time and just that time make you think that project was better just because nah, man, when he came out with this, that was at that time.
That's right.
But
Yep.
to evolve and to be able to graduate the sound and graduate, I think that's important. So for you feeling like that, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I wasn't
X-Men-
excited at first, right? And the reason I wasn't excited is because I was like, man, they just got some old X verses and patched some
Nah.
stuff together. But
Not
then
tonight.
somebody sent me a record, right? And mind you, I had the album in my email for weeks. Somebody sent me a
Damn,
record,
Envy.
and I heard the record. I'm
The
like,
hell.
this record's a crazy. And I'm being honest, and I hit Charlamagne. I'm like, this record's crazy. And Charlamagne said the same thing. He was like, yo, I got the album in my email, and I went to the email and I listened to it. I was like, I was wrong.
Yeah, X don't make Skyscrapers 20 years ago.
no, sir.
I was wrong.
He don't make Hold Me Down 20 years ago. I don't think so anyway.
And I like the
I think he could have
variety.
made Hold Me Down. I don't think that he would have been as deep as he was on Hold Me Down. I could see him because I could see him doing a Hold Me Down, but Skyscrapers is a different story.
Yeah, and it was just nicely put together. Like just even the variety of different sounds, and
Thank you.
it was dope.
I mean, the hardest part was editing. Like, 7 songs taken off because I just didn't want to put a lot of music. Like sometimes you could lose the whole message with a lot of music. It's just like too much music. And then I was like, let's make everything a headshot. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does this is this the best song that we have of this particular energy? Right? Like, so if it's like the Lock song, like, is this the best vibe we have of that? Yes. Skyscrapers,
Perfect
is that
song to open with too.
Yeah,
With
out
a
the
lot.
gate.
Yeah.
out the gate? No intro, no long
Nothing.
talking, just
It's perfect for
straight
my
to
dogs,
it.
yeah. For my dogs, yeah.
Yeah,
Shit
because
is-
it lets you know what you in for out the gate. Like,
I figured the hardest part would be the clean version, man. The clean version that you do.
No, we don't need that.
I mean, so many. I said, goodness gracious, Swizz is going crazy.
Let's play one now. What you want to
Well,
play,
we're playing
man?
a bunch of them. We're gonna play "Letter to My Son."
Okay.
We're gonna play the Griselda.
You gotta play Hold Me Down.
"Hold Me Down." And then what's the next one you wanna play?
Let's do Skyscrapers with Bono.
yeah.
And Skyscrapers. All right, we're gonna play
Yeah,
those
that's a
three this
good
morning.
mix.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us, Swizz.
Thank you, guys.
The
Thank
album
you.
is out right now. Exodus, pick
Let's
it
make
up.
it number one. We can make it
Word.
number one
Yes,
just in
we
New
can.
York City.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Swizz Beatz.
Zone.